So once again, welcome to this webinar. Now, why real estate in Ghana? What is so special about it? You see, real estate in Ghana is a fast-growing market. According to the 2021 population and housing census, there's a report that there's an estimate deficit of 1.7 million. Right, 1.7 million people need houses that they don't even have houses to live in. So this is a country whereby there's more people than houses. So this is one of the reasons why you should get involved in the real estate market in Ghana. If you don't have a house, you need to get a house. Even if you're not ready to live in, there are so many things you can do with your house in order to be able to get some money coming into your account, okay? And there's also a huge return on your investment, ranging from 20% to 25%, depending, of course, on the size of the project. And also the demand for luxury property is only rising, okay? There's such a demand for luxury property. And so if there's anybody here tonight who's interested in, real estate development, then just know that the market is out there. And all of this information is provided by the GIPC, which is the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. All right. So really tonight, I'm not going to do much of the talking. We have a very special guest speaker. His name is Abdul Razak Jima. I hope I've pronounced it well, Mr. Abdul. He is the mortgage manager at Fidelity Bank Ghana Limited. Okay, the mortgage manager. So when it comes to all things mortgage, he is literally, I've heard it, even before I met him, I heard his name because people know him in Ghana, especially Accra, for mortgages. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to invite Mr. Abdul to just come talk to us. Now, please, if you've got questions, just put it in the chat because afterwards he will go through each of the questions and we can also unmute, you can also unmute your mics afterwards and ask your questions. So just try not to ask him questions as he's talking. Let him present and then ask your questions afterwards. I hope that's all right. So Mr. Abdul, we want to thank you for making yourself available to us tonight. Please, over to you. And I know Mr. Abdul said that because of his internet bandwidth, he will share his video at the beginning, but he will turn off his video just so that there's enough bandwidth so you can hear him clearly. So Mr. Abdul, please, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and blessing, and good evening to everyone, and you are all welcome. So, but before I begin, I would like to take a short moment and maybe talk about Fidelity Bank. So Fidelity Bank is one of the Ghanaian-owned bank that we have. It is fully Ghanaian. This is a bank where we have been licensed to offer universal banking and products in Ghana. So when you come to Ghana, it's one of the foremost banks that you meet. And now this bank offers all the various suites of retail products that you know, and if it is about account opening, if it is about an opening of the forex current account and the savings account and all the investment schemes that you want, whether it is treasury bills or you are looking at some fixed deposit or any other investment that you want to undertake, is something that we can give you as a bank. Today we are going to zoom in on one of the products, which is mortgages. So mortgages, as we all know, is a secured facility that is given to individuals who have with the security being the property. Now, for mortgages, the facility that is given, you have to give the facility against a certain landed property, and based on that landed property, then the person can be making the monthly repayment over a certain duration. And most of the time for mortgages, the durations of the mortgage facilities tend to be longer in nature as compared to the other personal and unsecured facilities. So for mortgages, we tend to have it for maybe for 15, 20, maximum 30 years. However, I know in America and some UK, you tend to give mortgages sometimes even above 30 years. But in Ghana, currently, what we offer for customers is ranging from the minimum 5 years up to the maximum 20 years. But for non-resident Ghanaians, what we've done is that we have the product that we have also designed for them that will run for maximum 15 years. So that is all about mortgages. Now, why mortgage? Why do individuals need to have or take mortgages? So we then said that mortgages has a lot of benefits that comes up with it. So some of the benefits of taking mortgages is that it's one of the easiest and quickest way of acquiring a property because of the current increase and rises in prices of properties. People have it difficult to be able to afford the prices of those properties and to be able to come out with cash and buy it at a go. So what mortgages that it does is that it affords the individual the opportunity to be able to buy such an asset without necessarily coming up with a payment or the selling price, the 100% of the selling price of the property. So you then have the opportunity to take some financing from the bank, and you then are able to purchase it at a will, and then you spread the repayment over the duration of the facility. So it is one of the quickest and easier way of owning a home. Then two, and mortgage is, after having or also taking mortgage, what happens is that you tend to enjoy rental income if you decide that you don't want to use the property, but you want to let it out for someone or for business or for companies. What happens is that you have the opportunity to earn rental income out of those property, and then you can then use the rental income to either support the repayment of the mortgage facility or use it to maybe meet some important emergencies that you have. So that is a second benefit that you get for taking the mortgage. Now, mortgages also afford the individual the advantage of also getting value appreciation. You know, for mortgages too, you can look at it by looking at the investment aspect of mortgage, where after taking the mortgage facility, you know, because prices of property most of the time tend to appreciate, you tend to have your equity stake in the property thing is then enhanced. And so you are able to either resell the property that you've purchased through mortgage and then be able to make some capital gain out of the mortgage property that you have. Now, one of the products of under mortgage is what we call the home equity mortgage. With the home equity mortgage, it also affords you the opportunity of getting quick cash for you to be able to use some emergency, maybe for medical bills or for some maybe fees that you need to underpay or you need to pay outside, and you don't have the money to be able to do that. So with the home equity release, you are able to get the quick cash to be able to meet such emergency. And mortgage also, one of the benefits is that it also affords you greater privacy, because for those that are not landlords and are tenants, what happens is that with you being the tenant, at any time the landlord can easily walk in to the property to inspect and find out how you are maintaining the property and all that. But when you have the opportunity of taking a mortgage facility, what it gives you is that it enables you to now have privacy on your own, because then now the property is yours and you are the landowner or the property owner that you have bought through the mortgage facility. Then one of the foremost benefits of mortgage is that you can hedge against inflation by taking a mortgage facility. Now, due to the constant and persistent rise in the prices of property, you can't wait or you can't continue to save for you to be able to buy the property that you want, because what happens is that you might have planned buying the property in the next 2 or 3 years. but the current price in the property might not be the same in 2 or 3 years' time. So in order for you to be able to hedge against the future increase in the prices of property, you can then take the mortgage today so that you are able to buy the property at this current price and then enjoy the property that you have. And by virtue of that, you hedge against the future increase in the price of the property. Then finally, let me touch on also one of the advantage of mortgage is that when you take a mortgage facility, it also gives you the opportunity to have something that you can give out to your family as an inheritance or leave to your children or your spouse as an inheritance, because the moment you purchase a property through a mortgage, what happens is that that property is yours and you can will it to your family or to your spouse as an investment or as something that you are leaving behind to them as an inheritance. So this is basically some of the general overview of some of the benefits that we get from mortgages. Now, what are the various mortgages that we are offering in Fidelity? So mortgages, there are various products that comes under the mortgage suite. So for us in Fidelity, we have 5 major products under mortgage that we currently market and sell. The first product is what we call the home purchase mortgage. And I'm sure a lot of us are here because of the home purchase mortgage. The home purchase mortgage is where the individual is given the opportunity to buy a property or a dream home that he or she has identified in Ghana, and then he wants the bank to help him to be able to purchase such a property. So we are saying that for the home purchase mortgage, you come to Fidelity Bank and Fidelity can help you in acquiring that property. What happens is that you will have to come up with an equity contribution of up to 20% of the selling price of the property. And then Fidelity Bank can help you in financing the difference of 80% for you to be able to acquire the property. And the moment the purchase is done, you can move into the property to either live in it or give it out for rental to also support your monthly repayment. Now, the second product I want to talk about is what we call the home improvement mortgage. Now, home improvement mortgage is the mortgage facility given to people who are living and working in Ghana. So this is for people, individuals, maybe relatives that you have in Ghana that have properties that have been willed to them by their father or their mother or parent, and that property is in a bad shape and you want to undertake some improvement works on it, or you want to even extend an already built property. Maybe you already have a 2-bedroom property, but you want to either undertake some extension works or expansion works, moving it to a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom property to be able to accommodate the growing family. So that when you come, and Fidelity Bank can give you what we call the home improvement mortgage for you to be able to improve and enhance your property. Now with that, we can finance up to 60% of the value of the property and give you that value as cash for you to use in undertaking the improvement works. Now, third product that we have is what we also call the home equity mortgage. Home equity mortgage is the mortgage facility where the individual has already acquired a property. The property is in a good shape and the individual doesn't need to undertake any renovation works, but the individual is in need of cash to be able to meet some emergencies, or is buying another property and that he has been locked up with cash and want to, release equity out of his old property to be able to buy that new property. That too we can grant you the home equity mortgage. That too we finance up to 60% of the value of the current property as cash, and then you can use it to undertake any other purpose that you want to do. Now, the fourth one is what we call service plot financing. So in Ghana, you also have the opportunity of taking, of buying bare land Now, what happens is that some individuals want to take their own time and put up their dream homes on the land that they have acquired on their own. Now, Fidelity can give you such a facility to buy the plot of land, and then it can be one plot, it can be two plots. Then you can then take your time and then put up your dream home, which you would then maybe later on move into it and then use it as a family. The final one I would like to touch on is what we call the pension-backed mortgage. So the final one is pension-backed mortgage. So there's a mortgage and facility where the customer doesn't need to come up with any down payment. What it is that people do not have the equity contribution to be able to buy the property. So Fidelity Bank is saying, if you don't have equity contribution and you have pension in Ghana, or you have some contribution with any of the fund managers in Ghana, what we can do is that we can look at that investment, and you can then assign that investment to the bank. The bank will not redeem the investment. The bank will leave the investment to continue running. And then based on that, we can then offer you 100% and financing. So the 100% will then enable you to buy the property using the mortgage from Fidelity without you having to do any equity contribution. So these are the major mortgage products that we have. But today I want to zoom into home purchase mortgage because a lot of us here are non-resident. So for the home purchase mortgage, we are saying that if we have someone who is in Ghana, either you are working in Ghana and earning income in Ghana, or you are a non-resident Ghanaian who is living outside, but you want to purchase a property in Ghana because of the current challenges in building your own house or sending money across from Europe to Africa or to Ghana for someone to help you, the challenges in getting it being done in the right manner, and the challenges of also not going through the process of land litigation and having your land taken away from you and having you fighting when you are not in Ghana, and the challenges of also you having to, go through the stress of engaging laborers to put up the property on your behalf as you live outside there. You don't know whether the pictures of updates that is being sent to you is something that belongs to you, or it is a picture of somebody's property which is being shared for you. So now Fidelity is saying, in order to be able to take out all this risk from our non-resident Ghanaians and people in the diaspora, what we can do is that the bank will come in and the bank will help you in acquiring a property in Ghana. The most important thing is that the property you intend to purchase should be in Ghana, and the property should also have a good title. Now, the bank, as part of our processes and value for money, will undertake a valuation on the property that you intend to purchase. So even though you have agreed with the seller on the price of the property, what happens is that the bank, on best effort basis, will undertake a valuation of the property to ascertain whether the value that you are being given as the selling price of the property is commensurate, so that at least we can also advise you as our client and also give you the best kind of service. So that is one of the things that we do as a bank to help you have value for money. Now, apart from the valuation, what also happens is that Fidelity Bank goes the extra mile of also helping in undertaking the search on the land for you. So we undertake search due to our connections and links at the Lands Commission in Ghana. We would then be able to conduct search to confirm whether the property that you intend to purchase, there's no encumbrance on it, and that that property is also located and situated at an area that is not liable to flooding, and also it is located at an area that is easily marketable. So we will also advise you and conduct those searches for you, so that at least you will also know that whatever you are buying here is fully secured, and you don't need to go through the legal tussle anytime that you want. So that is some of the benefits that the bank gives you as a mortgagor or potential mortgagor. Now, what are the components of the mortgage facility for home purchase? So Fidelity will give you up to a maximum of 15 years and mortgage facility. So depending on the tenor that you want, you might say you want for 5 years or for 7 years, for 10 years, or for the maximum 15 years. What it is that the longer the tenor, the lower the repayment amount on the mortgage facility. So we offer for diasporans, we offer up to 15 years tenor on our home purchase and mortgage facility. Now, the mortgages too that we offer, what happens is that the interest rate on the mortgage. So currently, our interest rates on the dollar mortgages that we are offering for diasporans is at 11%. So if you come to us and you want a diaspora mortgage, or as a diasporan and we want to give you a dollar mortgage, the rate that we give currently is 11%. So that is what we have currently on our mortgage facility. Now, just to quickly add, now someone will ask, what do I need to qualify for the mortgage facility? So as a diasporan or non-resident Ghanaian, there are some basic criteria that we look out for you to be able to access the mortgage facility. First and foremost is that the individual coming for the mortgage facility should be someone who earns an income. Very important that you should be able to earn income, because the mortgage facility need to be paid or repaid on a monthly basis. And it is based on your earnings that will then be able to assess your affordability for the mortgage and then be able to assess you and grant you the mortgage facility. Then two, the individual should be of a working age. So for Ghana, the working age is that you should be someone that is 21 years and above. So if you are 21 years and above who earns income, it can be that you work for someone or you work on your own. The most important thing is you are earning income. So in view of that, we can then look at your request and then be able to grant you a home purchase mortgage. Now, the other criteria is that that person also that wants the facility should be someone who has a link in Ghana. Now, I'm adding this bit for our diasporans who are not Ghanaians. Now, you could have someone, maybe we have some here who are not Ghanaians, but would like to take advantage and acquire property in Ghana, maybe because they have considered Ghana as their second home, or they have decided to consider Ghana as an investment destination and would therefore want to have some investment properties in Ghana that they will be using, they will be renting out, or they will be using as place for their holidays. Now, for those ones too, and we are saying that you should have a certain link in Ghana. So what are the various links that you should have in Ghana? One, you should be someone who maybe is married to a Ghanaian. So that is to say that you have your spouse and who is from Ghana. When you come to us, we can grant you the mortgage facility. Or you are someone who has a business in Ghana. So you have a running business that is in Ghana, and in view of that, every now and then you are able to pass through Ghana. When you come to Fidelity, we are saying we will also be able to offer you the mortgage and facility. Now, in all this, that individual would then have the opportunity to enjoy the mortgage facility. And the mortgage facility in Fidelity Bank is also not limited by the number of mortgages you want to take. The most important thing is your income should be able to qualify you for the amount that you want. So depending on the amount or the number of properties you want to acquire, at least when we do the affordability, using your earnings, you should be able to qualify for it. And when you qualify and you are credit worthy, and we'll be able to grant you the facility. Now, what do we need as an individual? How do I apply for a mortgage in Ghana or from Fidelity Bank? Now, we are saying that the requirement for mortgages is that the individual will first and foremost has to complete an application form. So when you contact the mortgage unit through mortgage sales at myfidelitybank.net, and we can then be able to give you the application form, and then you can then complete the application form and for us. So after completing the application form, we will then need if you're a salary earner or someone who works for some or for others, what happens is we can then we'll need your 3 months and pay slips or pay stubs for the incomes that you'll be earning for the period. So the pay stubs will let us know how much you earn on a monthly basis, and we'll then need a corresponding 6-month and bank statement for us to be able to confirm the earnings that you earn on a monthly basis, and also be able to cross-check some of the liabilities that you have or that you have taken at where you currently are. So we'll do that review, and also we'll want to also be able to ascertain that the individual is credit worthy and is someone that we can easily grant the facility for him to enjoy the benefit of the mortgage that Fidelity is offering. So that person too would have to give us a credit report from wherever you are. So you can give us, for instance, in the UK and US, you can give us credit reports from either Equifax or TransUnion or Experian, and we are okay with those credit reports. And from those credit reports, we can also assess and then find out your credit worthiness, and then based on that, be able to give you the facility. One of the critical documents that you will need to also submit to enable us to be able to grant you the financing is that you should be able to also get an offer letter from the vendor. So the vendor who is offering this property for sale to you, you should be able to have agreed on the pricing terms with the vendor, so that we will then get the offer letter which has the selling price of the property, which has the offer being given to you, telling us the number of bedrooms or property that you are looking at, the location of the property, and the price of the property. Now, based on these details, we can then initiate the mortgage approval process for you. Now, with the mortgage approval process, Fidelity Bank has one of the best TAT on mortgage processing. Now, what we do is that because we have come up with a process that has been enhanced, where the mortgage unit has been set up as a unit that is solely in processing mortgage facility. So the unit does not sit with any other unit, but sits solely on its own to help in processing just mortgages and for potential mortgagors. So that unit is able to fast track the process for you. We currently have a TAT of 5 working days of getting all your mortgage and approval fully and done within 5 working days. The most important thing is that the bank should receive the completed requirement, and when that is submitted to us, we also stand on our promise of a 5 working day turnaround time to get the facility approved to you, and then offer you, give you the facility offer letter for you to be able to also meet the conditions precedent upon which we will disburse. So after the offer letter is given, what happens is that the potential mortgagor will then be expected to take 2 key insurance policies. The first one is what we call the mortgage protection insurance, or the life insurance and policy. So you take the policy against the loan amount granted, and then you make Fidelity Bank as the loss payee. So this insurance is to protect both your good self and the bank against any unforeseen eventuality, such as death, permanent disability, temporary disability. So this and critical illness. So you are insured against these features, so that in case any of this happen, what happens is that the insurance company can then step in and either help you in the payment of the facility if it's a temporary disability. However, for critical illness or permanent disability or death, they can then pay off the mortgage on your behalf. Then you can take over the property and then enjoy the benefits of the property that you bought through the mortgage facility. The second and one of the critical insurance that you take is the fire or the hazard and allied peril insurance that you take. Now, this is taken against the property. So it is done to protect your good self and the bank against fire on the property or against any natural disaster such as flooding that will raise down the property so that the insurance company can reinstate the property back in its former state. So that's why you undertake the fire and allied peril insurance on the property. So these are two key insurance that the mortgagor would then undertake. And when that is done, the final and one of the most critical documents we need is the lease agreement. So either the lease agreement, if it's a lease that you are receiving from the seller, or an assignment, if the seller has decided that he wants to assign or is or a right on the land, he can then give us the assignment or give us the sublease as the situation may demand. Now we then take up this document from the vendor showing a transfer from the vendor into the applicant or the mortgagor's name. Now, Fidelity then will, on best effort basis, as one of the added service that we offer to our customers, will then try and register the indenture to get you a land title certificate in your name, showing the land title certificate here show the proof of ownership. So the bank will on best effort basis try and get it registered and get you a land title certificate in your name, so that by the time you pay off, you would have gotten title to the property that you have, and you can then use it for further lending or further support that you need from the financial institution or any other thing that you want to undertake. So those are some of the benefits that you get by taking a mortgage from Fidelity Bank. So these are the wide range of mortgage suits that we have. And then the home purchase, as I've given the breakdown, we will finance up to 80% for you. You do 20%, and then we'll help you to do to service the facility for the duration of 15 years. So if I want to pause here, if there's any other question or clarification, then I can clarify here. Before I end, let me also say that I have my colleague here, who is the head of our prestige banking in Fidelity Bank, and she's in our midst by name of Jemima. So Jemima is here, and because we consider the group here as special, we then decided that at least our head of prestige banking should be around to help us give you prestige service. So she's in our midst, and also another colleague by name Carlotta, and is also from the retail banking division, and she's also here, just to let you know that we consider this group a special group. Thank you. So we'll take any question and clarification from here.
Wonderful. Mr. Abdul, thank you so much. You said a lot. I'm sure everybody was busy making notes. I definitely was. We have quite a number of questions in the group chat. So maybe if we go through the questions first, then we can ask people to unmute themselves and ask any additional questions, please. So Godfred, he asked, at what rates over how many years? But I believe you answered that already.
Yes. So for non-residents, we are currently doing 15 years, and the rate for the dollar facility, we are currently offering 11%.
Thank you.
Godfred, is that okay, or did you want any further clarification?
Yeah, that's fine. But I thought there were different mortgage products. Is this, what did you say? What did you say, 15 or 11 years? Is 15 years at 11%?
Yes, sir.
For which particular mortgage products?
Okay, so for all the various mortgage products I've mentioned, the home purchase, home equity, home improvement, and currently Fidelity Bank is offering on all and at the rate of 11%.
For 15 years. Okay.
Yeah, 15 years, yes.
And you're using, for the credit reports, you don't have access to, you're unable to pull them yourself. We will have to pull them and supply them to you.
Yeah, so currently what we have is that you spool it for us, and then you get it notarized and then send it over to us. Then based on that, we'll then initiate the processing. What it is that we are currently in discussion with an Experian, where we'll then get the back end of their credit reporting, and then we'll link to that and then be able to spool for potential customers. But currently, you will have to spool it for us.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
And also, I know Godfred said, is there a deck like slides at the end or a website? I believe, yes, there is a website, isn't it, Mr. Abdul? So we'll give you Mr. Abdul's contact details. And also there's going to be a special code for those of you who decide to get a mortgage with Fidelity. As a result of tonight's webinar, we'll give you a special code that will give you a reduced interest rate. So we'll definitely share that with you. So don't go off, stay right on, and we'll give that to you soon. But yeah, I believe, Abdul, you've got a website, right? That can be shared.
Yes, please. We have a website we'll share.
Okay, fantastic. Sean said, good evening. What are the typical length of mortgages you offer? On the option you were explaining, I think you've clarified that already. It's up to 15 years. Is that right?
Yes, up to 15 years.
Okay, but the minimum, is it 5 years minimum and then 15 years maximum?
Oh, if you come and you want a 3-year mortgage, we'll give you.
Okay.
What it is that because we are a customer-centric bank, we want to listen to our customers. So if the customer comes and thinks you want a 3-year facility, we will give you the 3-year facility.
Okay, fantastic. Is there a penalty for early repayment?
Yes, thank you. Yes, so for Fidelity Bank, what we have decided to do, for mortgages, we want people to enjoy the mortgage. And we've also noticed that people will not want to keep mortgage for long duration and then put a lot of stress on them. So we as a bank have decided that we don't want to burden our customers who want to take mortgage for us. And we also want to give our customers the opportunity to come for remortgage and then their second and third mortgages with Fidelity Bank. So for an early prepayment, what happens is that we are not charging anything additional. We are charging what the central bank has given us, which is the 0.25% of the amount that you want to prepaid. So depending on the amount you want to prepaid, the bank will just charge you what the central bank has directed us to charge, and we are now adding anything additional, which is 0.25%.
Fantastic. Thank you. Kwame P said, thank you for the presentation, Mr. Abdul. Very insightful. Please, can you give us more information on the serviced land plot mortgage facility? What is the equity contribution, interest rate, maximum loan term? So I know you focused in on the, home mortgage, but he wants to know about the serviced land plot mortgage, please.
Thank you. I think it's important and explain that one too, because that one has a slight variation. So for the service plot and financing, so what it is that these are plots of land that are within a certain gated community. So for instance, in Ghana, if you've heard of a development like Apollonia City Estate, there's a large development with a lot of service plot. We also have what we call the Airport Hills. So that is a place closely located near the airport in Accra. And all these institutions tend to offer what we call service plot. So the plots are not just plots that are seated outside of town, or that is located in an area that is not developed, but these are plots that have been well demarcated with the necessary infrastructure, that is for road, for drainage, and then provision made for electricity and water. Now, when you come to us for such a service plot financing, Fidelity Bank is saying that we can grant you a mortgage facility and that will run for maximum 5 years. So for you to be able to buy that plot of land. So we will buy it for you by financing 80%, and you will then have to do an equity contribution of 20%. And then we'll spread the 80% given to you over 5-year duration, where on monthly basis, you then be making the monthly repayment to us, so that when you are also done and you want to now take your time and put up your dream home, and you can then do it. And also for this kind of product, what happens is that when we give you the service plot and financing, you don't need to finish paying the mortgage before you can develop on. No, the moment we buy, we help you in purchasing the plot of land or plots of land. What happens is that you can then start your development as you are making the mortgage repayment. So even in the course of it, if you are able to complete your property, that will be a wonderful and a good news, because then within that free, you have been able to get a land and you have been able to also build your dream home. That will be a lovely thing to do. So thank you. I hope I've clarified it. The interest rate is the same thing as the other mortgage facility.
Okay, thank you. And just in relation to that, the person asked that is the interest rate different for those with dual citizenship? Yeah, is the interest rate different for Ghanaian citizens versus those with dual citizenship?
No. So the interest rate, so if you come for our US dollar mortgage facility, what happened, and this is given to people who earn foreign currency other than the Ghana cedi. Now, what happens is that that facility is given to both resident Ghanaian or someone with dual citizenship, and the interest rate is the same. And we don't discriminate against citizenry.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, what is the minimum lease a property should have to qualify for a mortgage?
Okay, yes. So the mortgage facility for all the different suites of mortgage products, the lease for the mortgage should be more than 10 years more than the facility duration. 10 years more. So for example, if you come and you are looking at taking a mortgage facility for 15 years, we expect that the unexpired lease term on the title that you are bringing should be more than 25 years. If you come to us and you are looking at taking a 10-year mortgage facility, we are saying that the unexpired lease term should be more than 20 years. So what happens is that, and also you also have the opportunity to also renew the lease, or to get a renewal of the outstanding lease term for the facility. But what is important is that it should be 10 years more than the tenor of the mortgage facility.
Excellent, thank you. And Sean also asks, is Fidelity Bank able to offer bank accounts to diasporans who are non-Ghanaian prior to any mortgage offer?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if Jemima is free to talk. Jemima? Or I should take it.
Jemima, maybe she's, I don't know, maybe.
Yes, I feel like I can help with that.
Yes.
Please proceed. I lost network briefly, but I can help with that. If you could kindly repeat the question.
Sure. The
Can you
question.
hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. It's breaking a little, but we can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, Jemima. Jemima, the question is Fidelity Bank?
Hi, I can hear you, please.
Okay.
Yes.
The question is Fidelity Bank able to offer bank accounts to diasporans who are non-Ghanaian prior to any mortgage offer?
Okay, thank you. So far as you are diasporan and non-Ghanaian, it's also goes to say whether you actually have Ghanaian ties. And by Ghanaian ties, we mean, do you have a spouse who is Ghanaian, or is it that you have recently naturalized as a citizen of another country and you still have, let's say, Ghana as your place of birth? With that, yes, you can open an account. However, if you find yourself as a complete foreigner and you have no ties to Ghana, you're currently not working nor resident here, then the laws really do not permit us to open an account for you because you're considered a foreigner. And as a foreigner, you either need a work permit or a residence permit to be able to open an account. So we are only able to do that for you so far as you have ties to Ghana, either it being your spouse or you are currently you are a Ghanaian but you've naturalized, as a citizen of another country, or you're bearing dual citizenship.
Okay.
I hope I've addressed the question.
Yes, you have. So basically, what if they are here in Ghana because of their business connection? So they're not Ghanaian, they're not married to Ghanaian, but they have some kind of business ties. Would that allow them to?
Yeah, so if you're here in Ghana, if you're a resident in Ghana, then you should have a work permit. So far as you have a work permit, then yes, you can open an account as well. So in that case, you would be recognized as a foreigner. And currently, even for foreigners, we do have non-citizenship Ghana cards for them. So you are also required to have that in addition to your foreign passport, which would enable you to open an account with us.
Okay, thank you. Someone said, what is the rate for pounds? I don't know what the question is. Do you mean, sorry, the person who asked the question, the Samson School, do you want to elaborate on your question?
I was just adding to what Mr. Abdul was saying earlier on. He was talking about the rate for US dollars.
Oh.
I was asking about the rate for GBP, and I think someone just below me was asking about the rate for Ghana cedis. Is it all the same or is it different?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So currently with Fidelity Bank, we offer two currency and mortgage facilities. That's the CD mortgage and then the USD and mortgages. So currently we don't have a pound mortgage.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then I think someone asked for the CD mortgage.
Yes,
the rates for the CD mortgage. So for CD mortgages are also given to resident Ghanaians. So you should be someone who is resident in Ghana, working and earning Ghana cedis. Now we can then grant you the mortgage facility on that. That one, the current rate that we are looking at offering this team here is 24% for anyone that is in Ghana, but not for diasporans.
Diasporans is 11%.
Yes, on the dollar.
Okay, wonderful. We have a question from Doton. Doton says, quick one. So for people without any direct links to Ghana, I think we've kind of answered this already, but he said, what other options are there? He's a British citizen living in the UK, but he has a Nigerian passport. So for someone like him, what are the options for him, basically?
I think Jemima has answered that, basically to say that there's no relationship or no connection to Ghana. However, if you have some ties in Ghana, then there's something that we can consider. So I would
Exactly.
suggest that you should also consider, naturalizing to Ghana, and then we can grant him such a facility.
Exactly. Yes. So just to add to Abdul's point, so that makes you a foreigner. And currently, for us to be able to open an account for a foreigner, I mean, those rules, like I mentioned earlier, pertain, unless you are also looking into investing in Ghana. If you're looking at investment, which means probably you want to purchase a home and then sublet or rent out, you would be required to have a resident permit or a work permit here, or be in partnership with a Ghanaian to be able to open a business account to enable you do that. So that's the other option available.
Okay, so there is an option available if you are a foreigner, which is through business ties, basically.
Exactly. So that would be through business ties. Yes, please.
Okay, so Doten, I don't know if you heard that, please, but we can explore the business ties option. Thank you. So the next question is from Tamika. Are there any recommendations regarding where we can acquire a property? So Tamika, I know for myself, I mentioned earlier that since I've been here, I've started, different developers have, given me properties they want me to market. And at the end, I'll share with you properties that I personally am, getting people to, telling people about. But I'm sure Mr. Abdul and his team also have recommendations. So Mr. Abdul, please.
Thank you. Yes, so what it is that the bank also have onboarded some developers that are offering properties in Accra especially. So if you want, we can also share the list with you so that you can also look at them and select the ones that you are interested in. But just to add that the final decision on the property to go for solely lies on you, and that you should be able to be satisfied with what you have seen and then decide to go ahead. We giving you the other vendors that we have does not mean that we are telling you at all costs you should take it. What we are saying is that we are suggesting this to you and giving you a wide range of opportunities so that you can then zoom into each one of them and then do your due diligence and be satisfied with the offering and take it up.
Excellent. Thank you. And if you share the link with me, Mr. Abdul, which I know you will, then I can share it to everybody who booked for the event as well, please. It says, if we already have a plot land, could we take out a mortgage to build on it? So they've got a land already. Is it possible to take mortgage to build? Is the next question, please.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have a kind of support that we can help. And we don't have the direct support of granting the funding to the individual to build on the land because of various risk levels in that instance. But what it is that if you have a plot of land and you have then engaged a vendor or a developer to build on that plot of land for you, and you have agreed on what the construction cost will be, what we can do is that when you agree with them, we can approve a facility for you, and subject to they completing the property. So when they complete, we will then pay them the amount and the construction cost that is involved. So when you get a vendor to put it up for you, we will then pay them when they are done with the construction.
Okay, so it's possible. It's just that you personally can't do it yourself. You have to get an approved vendor.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you. So Aton, he just wants to clarify. He said all of this is only possible. I think he's talking about if you're a foreign national. All of this is only possible if you have a link, i.e. family tie or a business. Otherwise, the mortgage will not be permitted. Is that correct? He just wants to confirm that that is correct.
Yes.
Yes, please, that's correct.
Yes. So you heard. All right. Sean George said, thank you for the clarification. Kwame P is asking, how much are the insurance policies, please? You spoke about the mortgage protection and the fire hazard insurance. So how much is that, please? Thank you.
Thank you. So for the policies, insurance policies, currently Fidelity Bank doesn't offer insurance policy. So what happens is that we have some listed insurance companies or insurers that you have to engage, and then they will then grant you the premium on the policies that you want to take. What it is that for instance, the life insurance policy is based on the loan amount that you are taking, and also based upon your healthiness. Well, sometimes what happens is that they look at it if you have some medical complications or so, and if you don't, you tend to have a lower premium as compared to someone with complications. So I would say it is solely at the purview of the insurers. They will then be able to determine based on the loan amount that you want. Is a factor of the loan amount. Then for the fire or hazard, is also based on the reinstatement value of the property that you intend to purchase. So it's all a component of something, either the loan amount or the reinstatement value of the property. So based on that, then the premium is generated.
Thank you so much. Tamika says, if you already have a plot and want to acquire another plot, can Fidelity Bank offer financial assistance?
Yes, please. We can.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so sorry, Aton, you've just put a long one there. Aton, do you want to maybe unmute your mic and explain what your question is? Okay. So, I mean, I'll read it. It says a previous research regarding business is that if you are of African descent, then you must have 200,000 to bank and must employ 6 Ghanaians. If one wishes to extract their business funds out of Ghana, then you must deposit 100, is that 100,000? Or is that a million? Yeah,
I think
a
it's
million.
yes.
Okay, and take on a Ghanaian business partner and hire Ghanaian employees. Is this information still valid, or has there been any change? I mean, I think that's under the remit of GIPC, but yeah, Mr. Abdul, I'm not sure if you are aware.
I need to check on this.
Yeah.
I need to check on this, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the person who asked, Aton, I've definitely got contacts at GIPC, so I can definitely give you some contact afterwards. So if you just message me, I can definitely put you in touch with someone who can clarify this for you, okay?
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay, please go ahead.
Yeah. This was researched about 3 years ago, I think it was now, maybe 3-4 years ago. And this was at the commission in the UK, Ghanaian Commission.
Okay, the High Commission, okay.
High Commission, this is what they told me.
Sure.
You have to, if you're going to have a business, then you should be taking on 6 Ghanaian employees, obviously, to help with the economy and, you know, giving work and everything like this. And you're supposed to have £200,000 in your bank account. They need to see this as a business, so they know, obviously, that, you know, you're coming with all the necessary components. And if you wanted to extract money out of Ghana, so your business, obviously you're earning your money, and you want to take that money out of Ghana, you've got to show them you've got £1 million in order to extract money out of Ghana. That's why I was just wondering if this information is still valid. And of course, you've got to take on a Ghanaian business partner. Again, this is to help.
Yeah. Is this if you're a Ghanaian or a non-Ghanaian? From what you
if you are of an African descent, then it's the £200,000 that they want to see you have in your bank account while you're putting your business together. And for a non-African, they need to have, and they want to extract money out of Ghana, they need £1 million. They have to show this.
So what I would say, Aton, on my part, we run in February, we did a tour for people from the UK who wanted to invest in Ghana, and went to the GIPC, which stands for the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. So they are the ones who can tell us, tell you the most up-to-date information. So if you don't mind, I'll put my
When was your
number-
tour, sorry? When was your tour?
Oh, it was in February, but we've got another one coming up in October. We've got another one coming up in October. And so I know they did a presentation. I need to dig out that presentation to tell you the truth. But if you message me, I can definitely get you the contact person of the person who can clarify this for you. All right. And I'll also give you my number. So I know I don't work for them, and I know Mr. Abdul doesn't work for them. So the GIPC are the best people to clarify this question, but it's a very important question for people who are especially non-Ghanaian. So I can definitely clarify. So if you just give me your details, I'll give you the person. Basically, I'll put you in touch with the person who can clarify for you. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Do you want me to put that in the chat, or do you want me to do it?
Feel free to do it privately if you wish. No problem. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Godfred said, Mr. Abdul, do you find 11% competitive for US-based diasporans? I don't. So, Mr. Abdul, it's your personal opinion here.
No, thank you. If you are looking at it as someone, as a diasporan, and comparing this rate against what you are getting from UK or US, I'm sure you say that it's not competitive. But when you come to Ghana, currently the US dollar facilities that is being offered in Ghana is ranging between 11% to 14%. So you have that whole range. But we are currently offering for the mortgage and facility in USD at 11%. So it's very, very competitive.
Okay, thank you so much. Errol says, as far as I understand, in the last few weeks, it was 200,000 USD, not British pound, and a Ghanaian must have a minimum of 10% stake. So I think definitely let's get you the contact details for GIPC. They are the ones who will clarify this. So I'm happy to contact GIPC, and if there's anybody here who wants to get the exact details, just drop me your either, WhatsApp number, email, and once I've got the response, I can then reply to you and let you know. Thank you, Errol. And then Godfred says, US 30-year mortgages are ranging between 5 and 6%. So thanks for that clarification, Godfred. So, I think I just want to know if there are any final questions. Anybody wants to unmute themselves and ask any questions before we tell you how you can get in touch with Mr. Abdul, please. Any final questions?
Yes, I've got a question. Thank you for the beautiful presentation, Abdul. It was really informative. You mentioned, for instance, that say there's a property for 100,000 and it's a 20% deposit, so we'd need a mortgage for about 80,000. You mentioned that if we've got a pension pot, we could actually assign that. Does the pension pot need to be of the equivalent amount to the deposit, or can it be less?
Thank you very much. So the pension-backed mortgage is also solely being offered for people in Ghana and who have their pensions in Ghana. So if you have maybe some pension investment with any of the pension funds in Ghana, what happens is that, or you have some investment being held by some of the pension fund houses in Ghana, what you can do is that, and we can then grant you 100% mortgage, depending, the contribution of your pension should be the amount that you want us to grant you the mortgage on. So for instance, since we said we are doing 80% mortgage and you have to come up with equity contribution of 20, and you don't want to pay the 20, but you want to take a pension back, then your equity stake should be equivalent to the 20% of the value of the property, and that we can give you. Now, some will come and they will say they need a pension back mortgage, but they don't want to do the entire 20%, and they want to do 10%. So in that case, the bank should give them 90%. That is also allowed. What it is that then the 10% that additional that we are adding, we just have to be able to confirm from the pension fund managers that that amount, and you have it as an investment, and you can assign it to the bank. I don't know if it's clear.
Yes, that's clear. I'm actually based in the UK. So if I was coming to Ghana to live, and I'd obtain my residence permit and a work permit, or set up a business there, would I be able to transfer my pension pot from the UK to Ghana? Do you know?
No, not sure.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's something I'd probably have to do some research.
Abdul, can I quickly
Yeah,
just
Jemima.
add on to that? Yeah.
Yes.
I've had instances where we have nurses that are on pension and have currently registered Ghana as their residency, and are therefore providing their local Ghanaian account details for their pensions to be paid directly in. So that is possible.
Good. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Hi, good evening. My name is I would just actually like to ask the question with regards to, for example, a property, say for 4-bedroom. Yeah. Do you have any sort of figure, approximate figure as to the cost of it?
Is that Tamika speaking?
Yes, my mom, she's here with me.
Okay, sure. So I'm happy to actually kick this one off, to start this one off. So in terms of properties, they range, okay? So one of the properties that when we had a tour for people in the UK who wanted to invest in Ghana, we went to see a property in East Legon Hills, which is in Accra, and a 3-bedroom property there. And this is one of the cheapest I've seen, was $70,000. 3-bedroom, but 4-bedroom is $105,000, right? But then we've also got other properties which cost more depending on where you are. So I'll just share my screen really quickly, just to give you an idea. Just bear with me. So say, for example, some of the properties that I'm listing, okay? So this is like a townhouse in Tema. Tema is not too far from Accra. It's a very peaceful part of Accra. It's 4-bedroom, $120,000, right? The prices range, literally they range. So you can get 4-bedroom, whereas in Kumasi, there's a 4-bedroom townhouse for $250,000, okay? There's a 4-bedroom townhouse also in Kumasi for $380,000. So really the properties, they range. 4-bedroom, 200,000. It really depends on the developer. It depends on the location and so forth. Okay. Yeah, it really depends. So I just want to give you a flavor of that. Then you've got a 3-bedroom house for $180,000, between $180,000 to $200,000. So I would say it depends on your budget and it depends on your location. All right, but I will stop there and ask for Abdul or to Jemima to please come in.
No, Blessing, you are right. The prices of the properties vary depending on location. And so you can get a 3-bedroom property, as you rightly said, at East Legon Hills for $103,000. But you can also get a 3-bedroom property in, let's say, Oyarefa, also in Accra, going for $250,000 US. And you can still get within the same place in Oyarefa, also getting a 3-bedroom property going for $90,000 US, depending on the finishing and the ambience of the estate that has been done. So it ranges.
Yeah, it does. I'll put a link in the chat for our YouTube channel where we show some of the properties we have available. Please feel free to subscribe. You can always reach me in terms of giving you a range of different properties that are available. And some of you may be abroad and you need someone to actually check out a particular property for you. I'm on the ground, so I'm more than happy to do that on your behalf. Any final question, please, because I want to share Abdul's contact details with you. Okay, there isn't. All right. So, Mr. Abdul, I don't know how you want us to do this, but what I thought was I've put your mobile numbers down. Would that be the best thing to do, or how should they contact you? How do you want them to contact you?
Sorry, can I ask if the program's been recorded and how can we get a copy of it, please?
Yeah, it is being recorded. At the end, it won't be today because after this I have to go to church. But once it records tomorrow, I need to upload it onto our website and then share the link. So I can share the link to everybody who booked, please. Okay. Otherwise,
Okay,
if you
brilliant.
book and you got the link, then WhatsApp me or send me your email so that I can also include you in the communication, please.
Okay, yes, because my phone went off and I lost all the details of the chat. So
No
I'd love to have
problem.
a recording.
No
Okay,
problem.
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. So
Sorry to interrupt. Blessing, you said to email you. Where do we get your? Did you put that link in the chat? I can't see.
I'll put my details in the chat shortly.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to let you know how you can contact Mr. Abdul. So, Mr. Abdul, I know we spoke earlier about you giving everybody who is here tonight who wants to get a mortgage with you, we agreed to give them a special quote. Okay, so you've got a special code, which is CMBC 2023. So feel free, if you want to see if you can get a mortgage with the bank, use that code, okay? Because he did agree to give you like a reduced interest rate. But Mr. Abdul, I've got your numbers there. What is the best way, any other way of them contacting you, please, and your team?
Thank you. And just to, what they can also do is to email us at mortgagesales@myfidelitybank.net. mortgagesales@myfidelitybank.net. And then we have a team of mortgage specialists who will then respond to any query and concerns that you need and any support that you want us to give you. So you can either send a mail or contact me via the phone numbers and projected. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And somebody asked, is there a deadline on the special code, Mr. Abdul? Is there a deadline?
Yes, there is. What it is that this is being given to the team here and for this year. So if you are taking the mortgage facility and for this year, so we are looking at for the next 6 months, and we will then be able to look at it for you and then be able to give you a very good deal for this. So it is running for this year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, can you say the code again? So the code is CMBC 2023. Yeah, it's the code for this year. If you try in January 2024, it won't work. All right. Oh, sorry, I think the email. So the email, I think I wrote it wrong. So it's mortgages.
Mortgage sales.
Oh, mortgage sales.
Mm-hmm. At myfidelitybank.net.
Fidelitybank.net. Okay. Please, I typed it in wrong the first time. I believe this second email is the correct email. But please take a screenshot of Mr. Abdul's contact details. So in case you email, it doesn't go through, he's accessible on WhatsApp. Okay, just quote this special code so you can get this special rate for this year. I've shown you some sample properties already. I've also given you access to the YouTube link. So yeah, we have a YouTube channel, which I've just recently started, I must say. So if you're interested, please do subscribe. Tomorrow even, I'm going to see a property, God willing, in East Legon. So anytime I go to see a property, I just make it available. I know what it's like to be living out there. You want to relocate back home, or you want to get an investment property and you just don't know how to do it. But as somebody who has, by God's grace, been able to transition, I'm here to support and help. And Fidelity are here to ensure that you can start getting you can get your mortgage, which is so beautiful. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Yes, I also mentioned that CNBC will be doing a tour. It's a business and investment tour that we'll be doing in October. The dates are the 17th to the 26th of October. It's a 10-day tour of Ghana to look at the different investment opportunities. As part of the tour, we go to different properties, gated communities. We have a look at them, both in Accra and other parts of other regions of Ghana, in the eastern region, in Kumasi, and so forth. So if there's anybody interested, please click on the link. In terms of my contact details, here is my number. Yeah, here's my mobile number. I've got a local Ghanaian number, but this is my WhatsApp number. So please take a screenshot of this. And any questions you have about tonight, anything that was shared that you need clarity on, feel free to contact Mr. Abdul if it's regarding the bank. But if it's anything about property, how to find properties, any form of transition into Ghana advice you need, feel free to contact me. You can also follow the Christian Millionaire Book Club on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and YouTube, of course. So really, I think I'm going to stop here and just take any final words from Mr. Abdul and his team, and then we will close. Mr. Abdul, you've been really helpful tonight. Thank you. Any final words from yourself, please?
Thank you, and blessing, and thank you to all the team here. Just to say that we are grateful for the opportunity to speak to you, and also to let you know that we are here to serve you and serve you better, and that any need and anything that you need, and with regards to banking, with regards to banking investment, and with regard to mortgages, just feel free and send us the mail, and then we'll get you connected to the right people to offer you the best deals and the best service. Thank you very much.
Excellent. And I must say, that's one of the things that I love about Mr. Abdul and his team. The customer service is fantastic. So if there's anybody here, please there's no question that's a silly question. Ask him, ask me. We're here to help you and make your transition here as smooth as possible. So thank you so much for being here tonight. God richly bless you. I'm happy to stay behind if you have any final questions, please. We always like to close in prayer. So Mr. Abdul, please kindly close us in prayer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Father, we bless you and we thank you tonight. We give you all the glory and we magnify the holy name. We are grateful for the opportunity to engage. We thank you for the insight, for the understanding. We pray that, Father, you will continue to empower each and every one of us here. Continue to expand our horizon, continue to expand our business, continue to bless the works of our hand. That, Father, as we take this decision to undertake mortgages and investment in Ghana, we pray that you will lead us to the right kind of people and the right kind of connections to be able to execute that as we are about and as we want to undertake this. We pray that, Father, let your Holy Spirit lead us, that at the end we will do the right kind of investment and enjoy the right kind of yield and return from that investment. In Jesus' mighty name, have I pray with thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop recording. So if